Lust, the worst thing a man can have. It is an addiction that has destroyed the potential of men more than any other addiction in the world. I first want to start off with a story that explains why lust is bad, and this is a story from the Bible, the story of Solomon. Solomon was a very smart man, and God gave him so much wisdom. He was gifted with wisdom, and he became king of Israel. He had everything he ever dreamed of: wealth, honor, prosperity. He accomplished so many things in his life, and he was the definition of a successful man. However, one thing that Solomon had wrong was that he was addicted to lust. He basically was so powerful that he was able to get any woman he wanted, and he did. Solomon began to marry and do lustful activity with so much women that something very bad started to happen. He began to follow the idols of all of these new wives that he was getting due to his lust, his craving for more. One wasn't enough, he wanted more, and I think in total he had around 700 wives. Solomon completely avoided all of the warnings that God had given him to avoid lust. He did not listen, and this led to his downfall, because then he lost everything. All because of his addiction, his craving, his desire for more and more lust. I mean, it's crazy that someone like this, who was so powerful, who had all the wisdom, the most wisest man, fell into lust. And that is what is happening to most men today, which is why I made this video, because lust will absolutely destroy you. It will keep you away from achieving your fullest potential. Lust is designed to keep you away from your purpose. It is a distraction that will cause you to never reach your full potential. This video is my foolproof plan to defeat lust forever. The reason why lust controls so many people is because they are constantly feeding themselves lustful content. I mean, metaphorically, I want you to imagine, how are you going to keep a glass of water clean when all you keep doing is just throwing dirt into it? The first step to defeating lust is getting rid of any trigger, anything that will trigger you to think lustfully. And no, this is not only going on dirty websites. Let me break this down for you. A trigger can be as small as going on Instagram and seeing a girl that you follow with a little bit of her body revealing. Anything like this, any little trigger, is a tiny seed, but it is getting implanted in your mind. And once it's implanted in your mind, it's basically not going to go away, because it's just going to grow bigger and bigger and bigger until you go follow the rabbit hole of lust. Like I said, your brain is going to come up with so many excuses to not go and unfollow all of these accounts, to just get rid of anything that is going to trigger you. But like I said, it's tiny stuff that compounds over time and gets you in the end. So truly ask yourself, what is something lustful that actually ends up triggering me? Right now, I want you to pause the video. Go and unfollow every single social media account that does not benefit you, that actually ends up triggering you, and just get rid of it. I don't care if they're your friends. I don't care which account it is. I don't care if you've been following that account for years. If it is triggering you, it is destroying your life. So I want you to pause the video, go and unfollow every single one of them. Do not listen to the excuses that your brain is going to give you. Who cares if you've known them for a long time? Like I said, just go and get rid of them. A few more things that I want you to get rid of are movies or shows that have sexual scenes, music that talks about lustful things, friends who always talk lustfully to you, going somewhere that you know will make you think lustful. I want you to be very extreme with this. If this means that you cannot go to the gym at 7 p.m. because when you go at 7 p.m. you see all the girls that are dressed very poorly and this triggers something into you, then so be it. Go in the morning. Do anything to avoid the triggers, because that is what causes most of the time when you are thinking lustfully. Getting rid of triggers is the biggest and best thing that you can do to defeat lust. The next thing that you need to do is have a purpose. And now having a purpose can mean a million different things, but to me is knowing what you need to accomplish when you wake up. The best way to figure that out is what I like to call a positive vision. This is basically where you write down everything that you want in your future life. Once you have that down, all you need to do is start slowly picking away. Start with one goal, one big goal, and start achieving it until you have your dream life. The reason why having a purpose is so important is because the greater your purpose, the easier it will be to defeat lust. Like I said earlier, lust is designed to keep you away from your purpose. But when you have a purpose so big, your mind will just not deal with lust, because it will be positioned to think about your goals. Basically, you will be too busy to think about anything lustful. The big problem with lust is that it makes men feel very comfortable and satisfied. And the problem with that is that when you feel very comfortable and satisfied, you won't have the motivation to get anything done. So you'll basically be stagnant for the rest of your life. This is why I keep saying lust will destroy your potential. So right now, go and create a purpose. It doesn't have to be perfect. Mine wasn't perfect at first, but slowly you'll start to unwrap the layers. Just think of an onion. You unwrap each layer until you get to the core, which is your truest purpose, but you just have to start. Lust is instant gratification. So while you might feel cheap pleasure in the moment, in the long run, your life gets worse. The key word there was cheap pleasure, and the reason why so many men chase cheap pleasure is because they hate their reality, so they need to escape from it, and they go to cheap pleasure to escape it. This means that they have very poor mental health, and when you improve your mental health, it becomes 100 times easier to actually delay gratification and defeat any addiction that you are facing. You won't need to chase cheap pleasure anymore because you are going to become so satisfied and so fulfilled with your life, and that in itself brings you the pleasure. The best way to improve your mental health includes having a clean diet, getting 7 to 8 hours of sleep every night, doing exercise daily, meditating to become more mindful. It's literally all that simple stuff that people just overlook, but once you master those 4, your mental health will skyrocket. And now you might be thinking that improving your mental health has nothing to correlate with lust, but like I said, when you improve your mental health, it becomes 100 times easier to defeat any addiction that you have, and this includes lust. Soon enough, you will begin to enjoy living, and you will start to treat it as a video game without lust in your life. Lust is not something that you can fight alone. When you have God on your side, it becomes so much easier to defeat it. I know that most people will probably overlook this part, or skip the video, but when you are closer to God, anything becomes easy to defeat. One Bible verse that I love so much is Philippians 4:13. I can do anything through Christ who gives me strength. Lust is evil. It comes from the devil. And the only way to defeat something that is evil is to use something that is good. And the only thing that is going to be good to defeat this evil is God. I also want you to realize that God does not allow any temptation that is greater than what you can defeat. So I don't want to hear any excuses of I can't control it, because yes, you can. Many men in the world have defeated their lust, and if they can, there's no reason why you can't. There's no difference between us. We're all humans in the end of it. So if someone else has done it, you can do it too. Also, be very cautious because so many doctors, so many scientists, maybe even your friends will tell you that lust is completely normal, but remember, it stems from evil. And when you allow a little part of evil to come into your life, then you will open the door for more evil and your life will just get ruined. Just like how it did to Salman. Again, don't overlook this part where I'm telling you that you need God in your life. You need God to destroy lust, because this might just be the thing that helps you end your addiction to lust that you've been facing for years, and it will help you defeat it forever. Listen, I don't want you to beat yourself up if you fail. I know that most people, when they try to avoid lust, they end up failing once, and then they just give up and they think it's going to be a part of them forever. But that is the worst mindset that you can have. I want you to try as hard as you can and just seek progress. And while everyone in the society is degenerate and pushing hookup culture, pushing this evil agenda, you need to be the man that has the discipline to cut off anything lustful. You will achieve so much more than all of these people. You'll become more successful than all of these people, and you will just become happier than all of these people. Everything is being sexualized, and you can either become a victim or be the man who says, I will take control of my life. And if you want to learn how to take more control of your life, check out my 7-day free guide to control in the description. Remember, control or be controlled. Will you be the man who controls lust, or will you be the man who lets it control you? That is all for this video. Hope it helped. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. See ya.